Well, I've been asked, like, what made me decide to do hair. And I remember one day in particular that I was working, I worked for a couple, I'd been with them 17 years. I worked in their home. And just one day I was putting up laundry, and I was back in the gentleman's closet, and I just remember saying, Lord, like, I'd kind of lost my joy. And I was like, God, if this is what you created, Alicia Wright, like, if this is what you created me to do, then you bring back my joy and let me serve them the way that you want me to. Because for years I had joy. I'd been there 17 years, so I'd had joy doing what I was doing. I loved my job, but all of a sudden I felt like that something was different. Something had changed, and I just said, if you want me to stay here, then you give me the joy. But if you don't, I want you to open the doors. Like, let me know what you created me to do. Like, I wasn't just born out of just being born. He had a purpose for me, and I was like, help me to know that. And that was on a Monday, and by the end of the week, by the probably Thursday, I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday, it's toward the end of the week, and my dad had called and said he needed to talk to me when I got off work, and to come by. And at first I thought, was something wrong, or but I said, are you okay? Is there? And he said, yeah. I just needed to speak to you. And so I went by there, not even kind of had forgotten about that prayer that I had prayed at the first of the week. And he had retired from that money. He said, you've never been in any trouble. You've never give us any grief. We want to bless you, and I want you to quit working for this family, and I want you to go to school. I want you to figure out what you want to do. And I knew right away, like, I want to do hair. Like, I'd wanted to do it since I was 17. And I believe, like, even now I've talked to people that I hadn't talked to since I was 12 years old, and they tell me, well, gosh, you were always, I knew you were going to be a beautician because you were always wanting to curl my hair, fix my hair, and I'd even forgot that in myself. But, so I went over and talked to him, and after he told me that, like, within that week, and the funny thing about it is I had went 3 times and talked to the hair academy, and I'd always chicken out because I'd be like, I'm too old, I just can't do it. The finances aren't there, I have to work, I can't do it. And but this time I was like, okay, I'm making the appointment. So I made the appointment, and the Lord just really showed us, like, He is in control of everything, every situation. With that being said, I graduated, it's been 4 years ago. I graduated from Hair Academy and went to work for a lady that was saving me a spot, Connie Cornelison, that owned Capelli Salon. Went to work for her in March and ended up buying the salon in June. I was like in a whirlwind, I'm thinking, Lord, why me? Why now? But God has just shown me that He's faithful, and that I had dreams that were inside, and the dreams that I'd had weren't lost. I just wasn't stepping out and doing what I was supposed to be doing. And when people say, well, when did it change for you? When did it change? And when it changed is when I put it in God's hands. And I said, what do you create me for? What do you want me to do? And I really let Him show me what He created. And I believe that it's not just a salon. I'm older probably than, I was definitely older than any of the students at the school. But God has chosen that it's not just a salon, it's a ministry. And I believe that if you have a dream, like if there's something that if you'll hand it to God and do what He tells you, He's going to run like He's going to mount you up. He's going to set you high. One of my favorite verses is, if you'll read Deuteronomy 28, tells about how He makes us the head and not the tail. And I just believe that God, He had seen the struggles that I had been through in my life, and He's turned. It also says that the Lord will turn everything to good to them that love the Lord. He knows I love Him. And He has done that. He has turned all the negative, all the things in our life. Yes, maybe I didn't have to go through all these things. Some of them were the choices I had made. But God has still brought that. He's healed all that. And He's still healing today. I see it with people that come into the salon. The Lord, it is definitely a ministry. So not only do you get your hair done, or your hair fixed, you don't not only get your hair fixed here, but I pray every day, like, Lord, whoever needs to be in my chair here today, You'll let me minister to them. The world's gotten such a hard place, and people just need love. Like people need compassion. They need to be loved on. They need to be encouraged. And if you'll, read in the Bible, that's what God was. He was an encourager. He touched the lives of people that nobody else really wanted to touch. But that is what he does. Well, one thing is I just want to say, like, a lot of people may have the impression that I've always been this great saint in the Lord. And I haven't. I've made a lot of mistakes. I was not saved till much later in my life. I was an adult. Was not raised in a Christian home. But the Lord knew my heart, and he knew my purpose. And I think when you finally realize, like, it's not about me, it's about him. It's about the message. It's about the encouragement. It's about the love. Loving your neighbor, loving everybody, that no matter what their past is. God is not worried about our past. He's not worried about what happened years ago. All he really worries about is from that point, and it's new every day. I still mess up. I still do things I shouldn't. But he loves me. And it's the power of his grace that it's new every day. And he's not worried about what I did in the past. He doesn't sit around and mark down things that I do. He keeps no track of them. It says it's thrown, as far as the east is to the west. And I have to know that the Lord loves me, and all he's worried about is from this point on. Like, what am I going to do for him today? Who am I going to reach? Who am I going to touch? Who am I just going to love because he has put that love in me? And that's what we need. That's what the world needs.